In this lecture, we're going to learn about some features that allow us to modify our std strings. There are many, and we are going to chop them off into little pieces so that you can really understand these things. The first one we're going to look at is clear, and it is basically going to clear everything from the string and make it empty. We have an example here, str1, which is a string, and the content is the lion dad. We're going to print the size and capacity information, and we're going to clear it or clean it up. And we do that by saying str1.clear to call the clear behavior or function on our std string here. And after that, we're going to try and print it out. We're going to see that it has nothing inside. The size is going to be 0, but the capacity is going to stay the same. That's what we're going to see. And this is really what the clear behavior does. We can also insert stuff into our string, and there are many versions of this insert behavior, and we're going to look at a couple of them. The first one is going to insert a character at a given index, and you're going to tell it however many characters you want to insert. For example, here we have str2, which contains 1, 2, 2, and we're going to insert starting at index 1, so we're going to go 0, 1, that's the index where we're going to be inserting, and we're going to insert one character, and that character is going to be a 3, and we're going to see the output of this if we print this out. So what this is going to do is going to go at this index, which is 1, so 0, 1, and in front of this index, it's going to insert whatever it is we want to insert. So the 3, which is this character here, it is one character that is going to be a 3 that we insert here. After we do this, we're going to have 1, 3, 2, 2. That's what we're going to have inside here. And we're going to see that when we hit Visual Studio Code in a minute. We can also insert a C string at a given index. Here we have an example. We have str3, which is a string, and we have txt3. So this is a C string. We are going to say str3 insert. We're going to specify the index where we want this thing inserted. So the index is going to be 5. If we go to our str3 here, we're going to say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the index where we're going to insert. And it's going to go in front of the exclamation mark here. So we're going to say hello world and exclamation mark, just like you see here. We have another version that is going to insert part of a C string starting at a given index. And the example here is going to drive this home. We have hello again, and we have a const char pointer, which is a C string, and we are saying insert at index 5, so we're going to go back and hunt down for this exclamation mark, and we're going to insert in front of it. What we're going to insert is going to be part of txt4, and we are going to grab the first 6 characters. So we are going to insert world, and we're going to say hello world if we print this thing out. This is how this thing is going to work. We have another version which is going to insert an std string. So if you want to do this, you can do this. We have 2 strings again, and we are going to take str6 and insert str5 at index 5, and we're going to get hello world if we're trying to print this out. I tried and kept these things to be the same so that you can really follow these things easily. We are just using different versions of the insert behavior on our std string type here. We can also insert part of an std string at a given index, and it is basically what you see here. We have str7 and str8, and in str8 we are going to be hunting for the world here. That's what we want to insert into this str7 string here. So what we're going to say is str7, and we're going to insert at index 5. What we insert is going to be part of str8, and we are going to start at index 27. If you count this, you're going to see that this space here is at index 27, and we are going to grab 6 characters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if we print this out, we're going to get hello world and this exclamation mark at the end. We can also erase from a string, and what this is going to do is erase characters from the string. Here we have a slightly confusing example. The string says hello world is a message and all kinds of crazy things here till the end. And what we really want to do here is erase all these things after hello world. We want to keep hello world. So what we're going to do, we're going to specify the index where we're going to start erasing. So we're going to start at index 11 here. If we count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 11 is this space here after world. We want to start erasing from here. And how many characters do we erase? Well, we're going to try and deduce those characters from the size of the string. We're going to take the size of the string and minus 12 because 0 through 11, that's going to be 12 characters. That's what we're going to leave in here. If we try to print str9, we're going to get hello world printed out. And we can print this thing directly on the console using stdcout. This is going to work. We can also use the behaviors pushback and popback to add stuff to the string or remove stuff from the string. What pushback is going to do, it's going to add something to the end of the string. Popback is just going to remove the last character from the string, and we have a few examples here to drive this home. Okay, this is really all I have to share in this lecture. I hope you have an idea about how we can really modify our string. We are going to head over to Visual Studio Code and see all these examples in action. Here we are in our working directory. The current project is modifying std strings. We are going to grab our template files like we always do. We're going to put them in place and we are going to open 1510 here in Visual Studio Code. Let's do that. And we are going to include our string library. Let's do that. And we are going to start by looking at the clear behavior of our std string type. We have a string here that we're going to use as an example. Let's clear all these spaces here. Here we have a string whose variable is called str1. The content is the lion dad. We're going to print the size and capacity information. And we're going to print the string itself, and we're going to clear. If we call clear, this is going to erase everything we have in here, and it's going to become an empty string. And we're going to see what happens to its capacity. We know that size is going to be 0 because we're not going to have any character left in there, but we're going to see what happens to capacity. Now we can close this thing here on the left. We don't need it. We're going to bring up a terminal and we are going to build with GCC like we always do. The build is going to be good. You can clear and run rooster. See that content is the lion dad, size is 12, capacity is 15. After we clear, the content is going to be nothing. We have nothing in there. Size is going to be 0 and the capacity is not going to change. So if you clear, you don't affect your capacity. You're just going to erase whatever was in your string, which is really interesting. We can comment this out and look at other things in here. Next, we are going to look at the insert behavior, which is going to insert characters into your std string. Here we have a simple example. We have 1 to 2 inside. This string is called str2. We're going to print it out. And what we're going to do is insert a character starting at index 1. So we're going to go from 0 to index 1. Index 1 is going to be this 2 in the middle here. And in front of it, we're going to insert one character, and that character is going to be the 3 here. So if we print this out, now we expect to get a 1, 3, 1, 3, and 2, 2. That's what I think we're going to get. Let's try and build and see if we are actually right. These things are really confusing to me, and I get all these indexes wrong many times. So let's see if I am right, and I happen to be right. 1, 3, 2, 2. This is what we're going to get here. One thing I want you to be super clear about is that the second thing we pass in here, which is the count, can control how many characters you insert when you call the insert behavior like this. So for example, if we change this to a 4, we are going to insert 4 characters, and those characters are going to be 3s here. Let's try and build this to really drive this point home. We're going to build this guy, and we're going to clear, not clear, and we're going to run rooster, and you see that we inserted 4 3s. This is what we mean here. We have many more versions of the insert behavior here, so I am going to comment this out because we have many more that we are going to look at. The next version we're going to look at is going to insert a C string, and the syntax is this here, but we're going to look at an example to drive this home. Okay, what we're going to do, we have 2 variables. We have str3, which is an std string, and we have txt3, which is a const char pointer. This is going to be a C string, and we want to insert the C string in the string here starting at index 5. We're going to hunt for index 5 in our std string here, so we're going to start from h, which is 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is this exclamation mark here. So we're going to insert in front of it, and what we're going to be inserting is what we have in txt3 here. So if we print this out, we're going to get hello world printed out. That's what we expect. And the exclamation mark is going to show up at the end. Let's build this and make sure that we are right. The build is going to be good. Let's bring this up a little bit. The build is successful. We are going to clear and run rooster. We have hello and we have hello world, and the exclamation mark is at the end. This is what we expect. And we are able to insert a C string inside an std string, which is really cool. If you happen to need this kind of thing in your application, this is how you do it. We are going to comment this out and look at many more cool examples. Let's comment this out. The next example is going to insert part of a C string into our std string. What we want to do is have hello world in our string 4 here, but the world is going to come from the txt4 C string here. So we're going to steal that and we're going to insert that into str4. The way we do that, we're going to say insert, we're going to specify the index. It's going to be before this exclamation mark here. And what we're going to be inserting is going to come from the C string here, and we're going to grab the first 6 characters from this string. This is what we mean here. And if we print this out, we're going to get hello world printed out. Let's try and build this. We are going to build with GCC as always. We are going to clear, and we're going to run rooster, and we're going to have hello world printed out here. The original was hello, and you see that str4 now contains hello world. This is what we want to do here. Let's comment this out and look at the next version of insert. We have many versions, and you are basically going to choose what makes sense for your application. The next version is going to insert an std string into another std string, and we can do that. We have 2 strings here, str5 and str6. We are going to insert str5 into str6 starting at index 5, because we also want to get hello world here. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to say str6 insert. Starting at index 5, you're going to insert whatever we have in str5, and we're going to have this world here, and the exclamation mark is going to show up at the end because we are going to insert in front of whatever is at this index 5 here. And again, if we count, we're going to get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to be our target index, and we are going to insert in front of it. Okay, we're going to have hello world printed out here, so let's build and see that. We are going to clear and run rooster. We're going to have hello world printed out. I hope now you have a better idea of how these insert methods or functions really work. They just allow you to put things at a specified location in your string. The next version we're going to look at is going to allow us to insert part of a string into another string. And again, what we want in str7 here is hello world. So the world is going to be coming from here. We're going to hunt for it. The way we're going to do that, we're going to say str7 insert. We want to insert from index 5. What we insert is going to come from str8. And we are going to start from index 27. So if you count here, you're going to get a 27 to get to this space here. And after that, we're going to grab 6 characters. So from this index, we're going to grab 6 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to grab this entire thing. And we're going to insert that in front of the exclamation mark in str7. If we print this out, we're going to get hello world printed out. Pretty cool. So let's build this, and the build is going to be good. We can clear and run rooster, and we're going to have hello world printed out here. Okay, I just wanted you to see that we can have many versions of the same behavior on our string type here. We are going to comment this out and show you a few other methods we can use to modify our std string if that's what we want in our application. The next thing we're going to look at is the erase behavior, and we are just going to put in our example here. This is the syntax we can use to work with this, but I am just going to show you an example. It's going to be simpler to explain here. We have a string str9, and this is a long message that we have in here, and we want to erase stuff from it. And for that, we're going to use the erase behavior. So what we want is to keep hello world in here, and we want to keep the last exclamation mark here. So the way we're going to do that, we're going to specify the index where we want to start erasing, and we're going to specify how many characters we want to erase. So we're going to count, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 is the index where we want to start erasing from. And we're going to erase all the way to the G here, but we want to keep the exclamation mark here. The way we do that, we're going to not remove all the characters, but we are going to keep one. Okay? That's why we're not saying size minus 11. That would erase everything. We want to keep this exclamation mark, so we're going to say string size minus 12. Try to do this thing on paper. You're going to see that this is going to keep the exclamation mark here. If we do this, we're going to have hello world printed out on this line here. We can reset the str9 string and actually do this thing inside our stdcout statement. And you're going to see that we're going to have hello world printed out. This is how you use the erase behavior. And it is going to erase count characters from the string, and it is going to start from the index where you specify here. Let's try and build this with GCC. The build is going to go through. It's going to be fine. And we are going to try and clear and run Rooster. You see, we're going to have hello world, hello world. The first one is coming from this line here where we just print str9. The second one is coming from this here where we do everything in place. Okay, I think the confusing thing here is how we come up with how many characters we're going to erase. Try to draw this on paper, and you're going to really see that this is going to work. This is going to leave out the last exclamation mark here. We can comment all this out and show you some other thing. What we're going to look at next is the behaviors called pushback and popback. Pushback is going to add something at the end of the string, and it is going to add a character like you see here. So that's what we're going to add. And we have hello world. If we push back an exclamation mark, we are going to have hello world with this thing added to the end. If we try to do pop back, which is going to remove the last character, we have two exclamation marks in here. We're going to pop one back. We're going to be left with one. And if we print this out, that's what we're going to get. Let's try and build this with GCC. The build is going to go through, so we can clear and run Rooster, and we're going to have hello world printed out here. So these are a few of the facilities you can use to modify your std strings and make them exactly like you want them to be. We are going to stop here in this lecture. In the next one, we're going to see how we can compare std strings. Go ahead and finish up here and meet me there.